YouTube, what's up? Collective, what's going on? Thought I'd drop in another video for you guys. I wasn't really trying to get a card before I made the video. I was gonna try to do it like on camera, but this was the first card that wanted to pop out, and so I just left it. Sorry, now I'm not really, like, from this whole time, maybe like 5-6 minutes, this whole time, I wasn't really sure what to make of the card. I mean, it's Wheel of Life. I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. So I wasn't really picking up any messages or anything. So I'm just trying to figure out why. But I guess we'll tap in to find out. The masculine and feminine version. That's one. Collective, I think some of you guys are probably male or female, are coming into an awareness of your other half of yourself. So, you know, for the gentlemen, they might start being more in their feminine role or in their feminine side, and for the women, they might be more in their masculine side, or vice versa. Interchange. It's all energy, so you could be male or female getting with your other female or male side, but it's also energy as well. So you could be a guy who operates more out of your feminine energy, but are now getting into your masculine energy. And for the women, it could be you're more maybe on your more masculine side and are going towards your more feminine side, vice versa. That's what I seem to be getting most of it now. Might get, let me just get 4 cards. Spirits, angels, and guys, let me get 4 cards, please, for the Wheel of Life. Almost like Wheel of Fortune. Let me get 4 cards, please, for those. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Let me get 2 more cards for each of these. Okay. 9 of Swords, okay. So I think from what I can already see right now, it's kind of like an unhappiness with 4 Swords. So it is some kind of like there's like a slight sense of unhappiness, but you're unhappy with yourself in a way where you're not whole, you're not complete. Because this individual that you see right here in the card is Wheel of Life. They're both feminine, both masculine, both in all the 4 seasons. They know what to do, when to do it. It's just an individual who is allowing themselves to really be guided. Period. Right? So So the sense of not being happy is because, let's just say, okay, for the certain individuals who are more in their feminine side, you are kind of longing for, like, you know, a masculine figure or like a masculine kind of essence. But you kind of have to get into the essence for yourself. Sure, a person could come along, whether it be, friends, romantic, or whatever, mentor. There's still that sense of you have to be in your own two energies. And the last card is the Seven of Cups. So it is a sense of like, it's unhappiness, but you're kind of doing something about it. You're slowly doing something about it. I'm getting like, you're finally playing either the more feminine role or the more masculine role if you are on the opposite side of those two. So you're not playing the role of being more, in the feminine side if you're more masculine, and in a more masculine side if you're in a more feminine. You're choosing to do something about it. It's something that you're realizing you're not too happy, you're not too keen with yourself. But you also know why. You know why. And now the only thing that's kind of like standing in your way a little bit is, how are you going to fulfill that role? Or what do you want to do to fulfill that role? Two sets of cards that fell out that I'll just take these two. Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups. For a slight few, you might be going through that realization, and also going through maybe a divorce, a breakup, a separation, or some kind of major ending in your life. And that's also making you realize this about yourself. So it is for this significant part that I'm picking up on, it is meant for that to happen. So when certain individuals are being, led to do what they're supposed to do, led to do the right thing, being guided by spirits, the high power source, you do end up having to go through physical situations to get you more, for you to get more in tune with your internal. Your external is screaming at you, or is it doing things to you that makes you go more in, but going more in is what has been calling you this whole time, for you to see yourself in a different light, in different situation, or in a different energy, since we're speaking about the two parts, masculine and feminine energy of ourselves. So I want to start clarifying it, but definitely doing something about it, for sure. The Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords is kind of like you're in new territory, you're in new land. So being in another, energy version of yourself, it does kind of feel, it will always feel weird because you're not used to that side. But you're finally on that side, so you're showing love to yourself. You're showing it's showing love to yourself. So let's just say, for certain individuals who have found themselves being more in the feminine energy, and they have been for quite some time, you are now transitioning yourself into the masculine role. You're nervous about it. You're not quite sure about it. You don't know what it is that you're really doing, but you see yourself moving, like your feet is just moving naturally. It's fine. And vice versa, if you've caught yourself being in more, masculine energy, more masculine role for a very long time, and need to now fall into, the more softer feminine version of yourself, it is foreign territory. It is something you've never have done. You don't see yourself, or you haven't seen yourself there. But you're choosing to show love to yourself. You're choosing to allow your feet to move wherever it needs to move to. Choosing to do something about it. What's the Nine of Swords cards? Why the Nine of Swords? You're choosing to do something about it. The Magician energy. But that's what I was saying. Being in Magician energy, you kind of, you're you've tapped into your own power in progress. So your feet starts to move. That's being moved because you're in the Magician energy. You've now allowed that other channel, the other part of yourself. You have now longed for something, but that something was inside of you, the Four of Cups. And now it's a doorway within yourself that you can go to. So you just start doing the opposite version of what you've always been doing. Choosing to do something about it. What needs to be done? You've tapped into your own energy. You've tapped into your power, or you've tapped into Source's power, which is also your energy. That's in progress. And in progress is you moving. Knight of Cups. Clear the Seven of Cups first, please. There's the Seven of Cups. There's the Seven of Cups first, please. Judgment. Page of Wands. This is you figuring out what it is that you're wanting to do on that other side of it, that other side. either you're figuring something out, or it's kind of like maybe you moving towards doing something that's completely different than what you're used to, but it's okay. Like it's kind of like finding yourself again. Page of, there's a big mosquito in here. The Page of Wands and the Seven of Cups is refining yourself, or maybe revamping. You have canvas, so you have canvas in a new canvas, new paintbrush. It's a whole lot of different than what you're used to, but there is still the same elements. Some of you guys really do feel like you don't know what else to do, or you don't know what to do. So you're kind of like stuck. Maybe okay. So for the storyline, I was picking up where maybe some of you guys are going through, you know, a big change, whether it be a divorce or a separation, or you know, something that's major that's happening right now, or that's set to happen, will leave you. It'll leave you in a daze for a while, especially if the external is going on. If something external is happening to you, and then internally you're now feeling like maybe you can't breathe. Just allow yourself to sit for a minute and kind of do the first thing that really pops up in your mind and stays there. Something is going to pop up in your mind, and it's going to kind of like stay. If you don't know what to do, for the individuals that just don't know what to do, that just are in the Four of Cups energy for a long time, or whether it's Four of Cups, Nine of Swords, and Ten of Swords, going through external and internal what's the word I want to use? It wouldn't be turmoil. It's just a whole lot of like, you just can't breathe. You just don't know what to do. You want to do something else. You want to do something different. Now you feel like you don't know what to do. You're stuck. Just let all of that energy play out, because the first thing that pops up into your mind that you have done but maybe put away, or something that you've never done, but whatever it is, it will be completely different than what you're currently doing or what you have currently known of. That is what you need to just let sit and just slowly move towards it. So Ten of Swords, because going through a Ten of Swords, which is a major, you know, it's a big, you know, ending. Given it being the Ten of Swords, it's never anything that's good. It's always sudden. For a while, yeah, you will be kind of like stuck energy. Page of Cups. was just saying, you just feel stuck. You just sit there, and the first thing that pops up into your head, and it moves around, and it kind of sticks, and you're interested in it. This is how this individual is looking at the fish, as like, what are you? You intrigue me. I'm curious. What is this thought I'm thinking of? What is this different energy that's slowly but surely guiding me towards? That's the energy of you either falling into your other side, the masculine side of you or the feminine side of you, depending on whichever one that you were stuck in, but you're now getting out of. You can think of it as like, XP, experience. You've now in your more in your feminine energy, you've reached the max for right now. And so now you have to boil over into the other side to now raise the masculine version of yourself, or vice versa. But for some, you have already felt it. That's what the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups is. You have already felt it, and you're doing something about it. You've chosen to, okay, what else can I get myself into? And then that door just opens up for you. Now, for certain individuals, there had to be some type of ending in your external for you to kind of like, because you weren't picking up on it, you couldn't see it. So now something had to end that now puts you into the Five of Cups and Four of Cups. But you have already been in there. Maybe you weren't listening, or maybe you just didn't see it. There's a number of reasons. But it's like the Ten of Swords is a wake-up call, for sure. But out of that wake-up call, you see potential in something. So Ten of Swords is endings. When you thought all was lost, you look in the cup, and there's like a little tiny fish with, I guess you could say that's the idea, or like maybe the thought that's coming out of the fish's mouth, the pearl. Shiny object. When all was lost, there seems to be that one little thing that festers in your head, and it kind of grows. And now you can see a different side, a different perspective. Let's do Nine of Cups, spirits, please. Tell me the Nine of Cups. Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles right now, what's screaming to me is how it looks like one individual is leading another one into I want to make sure that's the right example I want to give. Okay, no. Nine of Cups is leading you to where you need to go. It's leading you to that new. Still a sense of hesitation, though. Because what did lead me to say that there's certain individuals out there that are stuck is because the Knight of Pentacles had slid out in the reverse. earlier. So here's a sense of hesitation because the hangman is at the bottom of the deck too. Just realizing that. Okay, so where's this hesitation coming from? Because I feel like this hesitation, it could be coming from whichever side that you were on, whether you knew for yourself that you had to do some critical work, or whether there was an external that had to force you to do some critical work. There is a sense of hesitation, but I'm feeling it's more for what's Five of Wands. Okay. Nine of Wands. So 5 and 9 of Wands. That's energies. Now, and the 4 of Pentacles again. Yeah, this sense of hesitation is you're doing something that is different, yes, but now you're still fighting with yourself. Because all you want to do is just go back to what you've known to do. Now you find yourself doing something that you're in a different energy. Masculine energy is now falling into more feminine energy, and feminine energy is falling into more masculine energy. And because that is new energy for you, you're allowing yourself to move, or you're being moved, and you're in sense doing it, but you're still fighting and trying to go back or stay comfortable. Okay, so I guess I can now bring up that example that I wasn't trying to use, because we have 2 fire wands, fire, but also too, this individual is walking into fire right now. So right now you kind of have to relish in the uncomfortability. Because all you really need to be doing is merging both sides of yourself together, so you can fully be in the world of life, so you can fully, it's just consciousness level, being able to understand more than you do right now. So right now there's a lot of things that is moving in your life, because 1, that's meant to happen, but 2, so you can get an understanding of who you are, what you are, and also why all of this was happening. From a bird's eye perspective, all I can see is certain individuals who have had a wake-up call externally to go more internally, to now start doing a lot of things differently, move differently, be different. And as it's happening for you guys, there is a sense of still fighting with yourself. You're not really wanting to walk into the flames. The flames is representing uncomfortability. You're not really wanting to stay in the uncomfortability. You're uncomfortable. That's not the side that you're used to. But yet, you still have to gain that XP. You still have to gain that experience. Because think of it like this. Before you knew which side you really were on, you automatically picked a side. You automatically were in the more feminine. You were automatically more in the more masculine energy. And it was in a sense way uncomfortable, but you would have never realized it, because that's the first thing you kind of were already in. But falling out of that comfortability and moving into the more uncomfortable side, whether it's being more feminine or being more masculine, it's still, you're kind of redoing the same thing over again that you've already been doing, but now you're more aware that you're doing something that's different than what you've been already doing. It's that awareness that's kind of, I guess you can say bothering. It is bothering some. The flames have changed. That's what I just heard in my ear. Right ear just rang. The flames have changed. But the only way you're able to grow is uncomfortability, is through the flames. And you're just, you're getting forged by the flames. That's just what it is. Okay, so what ways can we stop fighting ourselves then? In what ways should the collective kind of stop really fighting themselves? The sun, that's another fire energy. That's big flames right there. So I did say earlier, you just kind of have to, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's meant for you. Just kind of relish in the uncomfortability. Like right now, I mean, if you really want a good tan, the only way to get a tan is to sit out in the sun, be uncomfortable. It's hot. You're technically baking, but you're being forged in a way that you want. So if you want to be a little bit more tanner, or if you're just outside just getting, vitamin D, you're gonna have to be in the fire, or you're gonna have to be there to get what you need, to get what you want, to get what you're looking for. Be outside. But in this case, be okay being uncomfortable. One thing I can also say too, once you start being okay with being uncomfortable, then those little nuggets are gonna start clicking in, and you're gonna start to realize things that you've never realized before. You're gonna start seeing more. And when you change, when you want to change, the energy around you changes. That's really what it is. So fall into it. The sun energy. Be okay in it. Be okay with it. Alrighty, let's close this out. Anything else, Spirit, please? It's the final outcome of the message. of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So being in the uncomfortable energy, you will because here's all the outcomes right here. The Sun, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands. It is also redirecting back to the first card that had popped out that I was kind of having trouble understanding what it was in the beginning. You're going to be celebrating with both versions of yourself, masculine and feminine version. Now for a very, very, very small portion, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Sun. Has to deal with you walking away from some type of relationship, because I was saying separation or divorce or breakup. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable with the individual that wants to take you out on a date, get to know you. Who's trying to court you, because that individual is walking you through the flames of change. And ultimately you might be finding the one or being with the one, but that's for like a very, very small portion that I just got just now. All around, whichever version it is, whether you went through something that was physical to get you more inside of yourself, or whether you inside of yourself already knew you had to change, or if it's for the small bit, the one separation that you're going through that uncomfortable stage now will be worth it. Just don't fight yourself when you start wanting to go back. It's okay. Just if you didn't already know before, know now that it's meant to happen. It's okay for it to happen. Alrighty then. I think that was a message. Alright, collective. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.